One of the largest surface in the facility, the floor, is probably one of the critical areas for disease transmission according to infection study. Let me explain why. Hi, Andy here. We are the master distributor for Pneumatic International in Malaysia. Now, the most common way for you to get infected is through the transmission of respiratory droplets from infected people. Basically, there are three ways. When you inhale the air that carry very small droplets and aerosol particles that contain virus, or the deposit of droplets or particles that exhale by an infected person to your eye, mouth, or nose. Last but not least, touching your mouth, nose, or eyes with hands with respiratory fluids containing virus or surfaces contaminated by virus. Well, you may say the floor is not considered as high-risk area because who would touch their nose, mouth, or eye right after they contacted with the floor, right? You're right, but bear with me. Let's go a bit deeper by understand how respiratory droplets starts. When you're breathing from the nose, none or few droplets are released into the air. If you talk loudly, a few dozen to a few hundred droplets released into the air. Or when a single cough is up to few thousand at least, and a single sneeze, a few 100,000 to a few million droplets released into the air. So if an infected person exhale, talk loudly, cough, or sneeze, the respiratory droplets turn into aerosol that can travel as far as 6 feet from their source. During this time, they can inhale by others, spreading the infection. We also have to understand these droplets generally will not stay in the air for a very long time. The droplets soon land on the nearby surfaces, which including floors, but this is not necessarily their final resting ground. Due to the room airflow, the pathogen may stir from one area to another area or surface. What makes it worse is pathogens can be collected on mops and in the mop water during the floor cleaning process, spreading them from one floor area to another. Just a side note, you can take away this kind of cross-contamination. I'll put the link up there. The droplets also can be distributed when someone walks over the floor. It can be on the floor a minute before and can become airborne in the next minute. Very high chances they resettle on floors where they can pose a risk to anyone who comes in contact with them, directly or indirectly. So when would be the droplet or virus die? Infectious respiratory droplets will eventually die, but measuring how long they survive is not necessarily easy because pathogen that may live only a few minutes on a cold, dry office floor may live a few hours or even days in a warm and moist setting. According to disease specialists, when virus land on table, countertop, or handle, they start dying pretty quickly. We may still find some viable virus after a few days, but it's thousands of times less than what was originally deposited. As long as the virus hits something that is not alive, the virus is not going to do very well. So what can you do? You have to be aware that all usable areas of a facility may be critical when it comes to preventing the spread of infection, including the floor. Identify and record in writing all high-touch areas that need to be cleaned and disinfected and how frequently. Formalizing this in writing helps to ensure these areas are clean and disinfected. Know how and who uses the facility. Do children or older adults use the facility? If yes, more intensive cleaning and infection control measures are necessary because these building users have weaker immune systems. If you missed out our last video where we talk about how you can design your own disinfection program that is effective at minimum cost, I'll put the link up here. And last but not least, select cleaning solutions, systems, and methods that have been proven to remove pathogens from surfaces. Alright, that's been it. By understanding how respiratory droplets and aerosol are created and where they will possibly end up can help us in the fight against COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. And it's your responsibility really to keep your customer, employees, and the building free from any contamination at the best we can. Because if you don't do that, you and your team stand a very high chance of getting infected. Let me know in the comment section what other methods or way you are using to mitigate the cross-contamination. I'd like to hear them. Smash a like button if you get something out of this and subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.